I'm Wolfgang, and these are my quick tips. Today, communication and creating that magic. Now, my focus this year is to bring more magic into what I do and use this as a recurring theme in all my inspirational material, from seminars to writings to keynotes. And I would like to start today's message with a message of a happy life is entirely dependent on your attitude. Now, we tend to forget that each of us view life from our own individual and often biased viewpoints. Everything that happens around us, we react to in our own unique way, completely differently from the person next to us. Now, the problem is that because of the rat race mentality and constant mass media materialism conditioning, we tend to focus on pre-programmed negative reactions to everything around us. Mouthful, huh? Now, what I want you to do from today is I want you to try and become the magician in your own life by taking control, by not allowing your preconditioned and pre-programmed subconscious to take over, but to consciously stop and think about your thoughts and reactions, and to consciously decide to take a positive stance in everything you do. Let's take an example. If you are waiting for a bus, train, or plane, and there is a delay, the majority of people immediately start complaining and even affect those around them. Have you noticed that? Now, instead of having a negative attitude, be prepared. Have a book you want to read on you, or have a pen and notepad and use this time to write down dreams, ideas, and goals for the next year. The things you usually do not have time for normally. Think about that. In other words, when the unexpected happens that normally puts you in a bad mood, turn that around to a productive experience that benefits you. It's as easy as that. Now, recently, with all my travels, I experienced a long delay at the airport. Well, what's new? And of course, everyone around me started complaining. Being a magician, I took out a pack of cards and showed tricks to everyone around me. Guess what? Within 5 minutes, there was a vibe that was laughter and astonishment, and everybody's minds were taken away from the delay. It so happens that we would have waited 30 minutes and just stared at the walls and looked sour, bottom line. But by taking this opportunity, I made the time fly for everyone. And in fact, when they eventually boarded, some people would rather have continued watching the tricks. How about that? You see, there was a positive mood rather than a negative vibe as the people entered the plane, which for the staff was awesome. Normally, it would have been the other way around. In fact, the staff pulled me aside and thanked me profusely and spoiled me throughout the flight. Plus, one passenger who owned a company and was planning a conference asked me for my card and has since confirmed a booking with me, simply by changing my attitude. Let's backtrack. I could have chosen to bitch and moan to those around me, and we could all have stood there with long faces. Instead, I created magic, literally, and look at the change. Plus, I not only created an unforgettable memory for everyone around me, but for me too. Makes sense, huh? This may be a unique example in my life, but hey, don't you think you could also create such examples in your own life? Bottom line, it's all about attitude. That's it. My travels reignited a spark around art, which led me to come up with a quotation that without art, life would not be worth living. Now, I firmly believe this, and when I speak about art, I not only refer to the painted picture, but statues, architecture, furniture, nature, lighting, and everything around us. Again, instead of being in a situation where something negative happens and reacting with a bad attitude, just stop and look around you at the design and the architecture of the building that you are in at that moment. Someone, think about this, someone had to visualize that idea, draw it, conceptualize it, and create where you are standing. If one just stops and simply takes in the surroundings and questions everything behind that final scene, guess what? One's appreciation of where one is changes. In fact, I found that even if I end up somewhere longer because of a negative event, simply the act of stopping, looking around, and questioning the reasoning behind why the place looks the way it does, that alone takes my mind into an exploratory mode, which is better than negativity, and in the end, I become fascinated by everything around me, and in a sense, learn something about my environment. Even if it is my own interpretation. And hence, my attitude changes from negative to inquiring, and in the end, positive, as the outcome is then always a new insight into my surroundings. Come on, that makes sense, doesn't it? Simultaneously, creating magic in my life made me think of fitness. You see, you may be physically fit, but are you mentally fit? Think about it like this. Unhealthy people put junk food into their bodies. Junk food is full of preservatives, has little or no nutritional value, and basically is bad for you. Could one not compare that to a bad attitude? A negative mindset leads to negative thoughts that depress you, stress you, anger you, and demotivate you. So what chance do you have of being fit and healthy mentally if you only dump bad stuff into your mind? Makes sense, doesn't it? Compared to physically fit people who watch what they eat and who exercise regularly, they are more confident, more proud of their bodies, and tend to have a more positive outlook on life. Good in results in good out. Hence, in the same vein, focusing on taking in positive thoughts, you become a positive person. You know, when I do a magic trick, most people are blown away and they always question, how do I do it? Of course, I keep it a secret. Firstly, because there's too little magic in life, and I feel that we all need to let the child out in all of us more often. Secondly, because when people find out how the trick works, they are more than often disappointed at the simplicity of the principle, as most of the time the secret, to be quite honest, is really easy. Now the bottom line is creating and harnessing that magic power is easy, exactly as in the 3 messages I have shared with you in this video. Creating magic is simply all about taking a step back, thinking before you react. Such a simple concept can impact your life hugely. I repeat, creating magic is easy. So what's stopping you? On that note, I would like to end with one final thought. A leader once asked his people, who wants change to occur? And everyone put their hands up. Well, then he added to that question and asked, who wants to change? And no one put their hands up. You see, if you want change to occur, you need to change. I wish you a great day, and I'll chat to you again at my next quick tip. All the best. Bye.